The more I look at her, the more she really does look like a shrimp.
A twerking fluorescent shrimp girl. Yeah, that about describes her.
Speaking of twerking fluorescent shrimp girls, we're playing the Somnium Files?
Yes?
Look, there's no other time you can speak of twerking fluorescent shrimp girls. I'm the Opinionator!
And I'm We Squared! Now you realize, if the person who collected Shoko's eye is the same person who collected Dante's eye 6 years ago, that is yet another parallel to Deadly Premonition.
I'm expecting the Raincoat Killer! You better not disappoint, Eyeball Shrimp Game! Now that we've discussed something useless and irrelevant, let's do something useless and irrelevant!
It's time to put the basket on the head!
The basket.
Where the basket?!
Leave it to me. It is dark. I cannot see anything.
Okay, so before we get to the skeleton in the room, I just wanted to say I appreciate how she, with great seriousness, said, "It is dark. I cannot see anything."
I see a dumb AI and a skeleton.
Ouch!
So do we! So do we! Alright, so we're still in Dante's dream, and now it's time to actually work our way through the rest of it, which, you know, as you can see from the graph on the left, we're not that far. So what you do is you take the gun, and you shoot Bonesy.
Well, Bonesy isn't here. There's a
Bonesy! Oh my god! I forgot he died! Why?
No.
Why do we always have to lose the ones we love?
Now, see, we're going to take the gun, and shooting the door is going to seem like the most rational option, but we're in a dream, Damon, so what we're going to do is use the gun like a back scratcher or eat the gun.
Eat the gun!
A gun came out of the skull?
It's the remnant of Bonesy! You have to respect his wishes by shooting! I'm done, I don't got anything, come on.
The barrel has a key. The barrel is a key.
Why is there a gun in this house?
I'm a detective!
This house has a skeleton in it. Anything can happen.
Don't forget, if you wear a basket on your head, the skeleton wore a basket on its head too. Why are you bothering with these details?
I hear it's common in the Kyushu area.
What?
Wouldn't it be more common in Hokkaido?
Your guess is as good as mine, I don't know.
Not a handgun, though.
In fact, it is said that they place hand grenades in the egg cartons in their refrigerators.
I think you're wrong. Please do not talk to me further about technical details whenever you're back in my eyeball!
Also, I'm never asking you to cook.
Who did you hear that from?
It won't go off?
It should be fine.
What? My god, it's not gonna explode if you look at it! Don't pull the effing trigger and
Look
don't—
at this hot magnet. I could ventilate some crooks with this thing.
Oh my god!
Don't play with guns and don't point them at things, okay?
Look! I know that the game has established that Dante likes puns, and I'm probably going to spend the rest of the game punning, but there's no reason to shoot me. It does look like she's pointing it at me.
See, from where we're sitting, Aiba really is pointing that gun right at Billy. She could ventilate some BSG with that thing.
Don't get excited.
Remind you of anyone?
It's you, Demi! I made fun of you!
No.
Dang, I was hoping I could, pull it out and aim with it or something.
Oh, come on, Billy!
A door locked with a padlock.
Now, we know what we're supposed to do, so we should definitely just try doing the wrong thing. Shoot!
Leave it to me. There are two kinds of people in the world. Those who open doors...
And those who shoot them?
Just pull the trigger.
Yeah, baby!
You got lucky.
I ventilated you! And then she waves it at him and tries to poke them with a thorn.
I was hoping the flower was still sticking out of the barrel, but it doesn't look like that's the case.
A door locked with a padlock.
Alright.
Do you think something this size would fit?
Might fit if you work it in a little.
I don't like the subtext of this conversation.
try just the tip.
Dante!
We're not talking about this.
I suppose. I see. The gun was the key.
I just want to take a moment to say I really love the music here.
I enjoy the music as well.
It's weird, and then it goes into this calm, relaxing piano. It's called a somnium. The whole thing makes you think of a dream, which is good because we're in a dream. But I'm saying that the music reflects what it's supposed to be. So there! I don't know why I'm so aggressive right now. Probably because there's a shrimp with translucent hands waving around a gun, pointing it at Billy.
Why does that make you aggressive? I'm the one being threatened.
Well, well, well. It seems I was key in helping us escape.
Go forth, Billy. Express more admiration for Dante.
Dante is my hero. He's really got puns on lockdown.
What does that even mean?
Just because he unlocked the door with the key. Okay.
Okay, that's it. This dream is over.
That is my response as well.
I suppose this dream is over then. Guess I'll wake up now.
And never see you ever again. And that's when I remember that you were going to be in my eyeball. And your name is Eyeball! What, do you want me to get over that? I'll get over that, eventually. That time is not now.
Good. I'll open it.
He does look a little bit like Yorick, honestly, like you said last time.
Oh, hello, man with a gun. Please don't do anything drastic.
Aha.
I said don't do anything drastic.
So this is in Dante's dream.
Yeah.
So who's this guy? Is it a younger Dante, maybe? Was that a scar?
I think it may have just been one of those, like, line creases you kind of, like, wrinkles you kind of see on people sometimes.
That could have been Dante, I guess.
It's possible. Or he may have been looking like him just because. Like similar enough to throw us off. Yeah, that's how I feel when I wake up. Day 2, Saturday, Saikai.
That means reunion.
Boss?
How interesting! So it's Christmas and a birthday all in one, with all these posters!
Good morning, Dante.
Good morning, boss.
I was waiting for you.
Is this what the office always looks like? You throwing a surprise party, or are you just having fun?
Is this her office or our office?
I mean, this is so much personality, it actually bleeds out the other end and just looks like junk.
Oh, God, where do I even start? Let's start with these shelves over here. Shelves. I don't know what you were expecting.
Yeah, what are those? They look like bags of...
They're bags hanging on a rack, obviously.
Well, I mean, I actually saw things like that in some stores. They had little Gundam figures in them when I saw them.
Well, I don't think these have Gundam figures in them.
That's why I want to know what they are.
Well, inside the bags are masks, like for costume parties. If you just let me continue.
Boo! I don't know what you're talking about. You've got the controller. I'm not stopping you from continuing. Is this like a party store? I mean, did they rent this out? From like a party supplies store, and that's where the office of Abyss is?
I don't even know, man. An AC vent. Cold air is blowing from the AC. That's what it's there for. Yes?
Stop ogling me.
I am not ogling you.
You totally were ogling the younger man, boss. Remember, she's 42.
Uh-huh.
A pretty realistic 42.
A Matryoshka doll.
Reminds me of you, boss.
If you open her up, are there smaller versions of her inside?
Billy!
You have many faces, one inside the other.
I was kind of right.
No matter how deep you go, you'll never get to the real you.
Matryoshkas eventually end, though.
Is she saying she's going to live forever? Or does she have an infinite number of smaller bosses inside of her? Probably just that she is a very complex woman.
You get to the last one, the smallest one, like a child. That's the real me.
I'm not sure how to take that.
It means she's young at heart, moron!
I can't help but notice there's a giant key next to it.
Like it? It reminds me of you, Dante.
My name is Kaname, which I guess means key. The kanji for key can be read as Kaname.
Okay, now that makes some things make sense. I'm really bad at name readings of kanji because, for goodness sake, how many darn readings do you want me to learn of each individual stinking thousands of... Anyway, so now the key for the gun makes sense. We can derive something extra from it. Very good. I'm glad that they told us this.
But that's not my real name. I don't know my real name because I've got amnesia from over 6 years ago.
Who gave it to him, I wonder?
I don't know anything about myself past 6 years ago.
Okay, look, I guess it's not a typo, but I get what they're trying to say, but it sounds weird.
At least they're consistent with
like, what about before 6 years ago? Why don't they say that? All right, now we're on the busy side of the room. What shall we start with?
A happy birthday banner decoration.
Why? Although it's pretty interesting how it's made.
It's kind of like a ransom letter. They took a letter from a different sign. There's a freaking parking symbol for one of the P's. That birthday party was a while ago, though, but it's probably too much of a hassle to take down.
Well, people like Boss just can't let the past go. She has so much of the past behind her, after all.
Don't let her hear you say that.
I can say that about her if I want to!
A pumpkin carved like a jack-o'-lantern. We are really celebrating every holiday at once.
You ever wonder why we call all our pumpkins Jack? What if that pumpkin's name was Bill?
Yeah, Bill. What if the pumpkin's name was Bill?
I don't know, Bill-o'-lantern doesn't quite sound so well. Mind blown.
Sorry, it was funnier in my head.
It's okay, sweetie. I thought it was funny, too.
Oh, no.
Yes?
Damon, no! Speaking of comparisons to Deadly Premonition, one of the worst, most awful, most terrible event to ever happen to the Bob of that game was the darts machine minigame. Oh my god, that took so long. You guys only saw like 20 minutes of it.
If you saw it at all.
But it took like 8 hours!
No, it was about 2.5 hours, and we had to scientifically come up with the proper way to play darts. It was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
It's here to haunt your nightmares, Billy.
So, boss, how about this dart machine? An electronic darts game out to haunt my soul.
Why do you have this?
So if we're trapped down here when World War III starts, we'll have something to do.
Don't worry, Maki-sei Kurisu was saved, so World War III never began.
Dude, spoilers! That is remarkably pragmatic, though. This way you would only get extremely bored after you got really good at darts.
Damon, if World War III starts and I was personally stuck with an electronic darts game, I would pull out my actual gun and shoot it, because it is there to haunt me. It is a revenant from my past.
You son of a bitch. You're telling me you're gonna ruin the only flarking game down there so other people cannot enjoy it just for the sake of your stinking ego? Burn in the fires of zombies outside. Now, why is there a high school poster?
I'm more curious why it appears to be a poster from Persona 5. You know, without the face.
No, look at it actually very closely. Do you see anybody?
Usami! Oh! A police poster.
With an effing rabbit on it!
Love, love.
I hate the rabbit!
A boy band poster?
I hate the boy band! But not as much as I hate the rabbit!
What about a boy band made of rabbits?
I hate it!
Yup. They're all my husbands.
Look, I'm not gonna judge if you're into that culture.
It was that Dreamy sigh.
The expressions in this game are quite excellent.
Yeah, their facial expressions are great, and the art is great. I like how she was checking Dante out earlier.
Uh-huh.
Boss is single, by the way.
I never would have noticed.
I'm actually kind of shocked. She's freaking gorgeous. A public bath door curtain.
Why did you steal this?
Confiscated? That is the correct police term.
Look, I would not be above, like, stealing some sort of traffic sign or...
Well, neither are they.
Right. Like, under the right circumstances, I might do it. And it's also possible that I might see, say, a traffic cone, like one of the little orange plastic cone things, that irritated me enough that finally I'm just like, F it! And I just take the cone. I might do something like that, but why a bath door curtain?
Damon, I'm about to tell the most ridiculous traffic sign story you've probably ever heard.
What, really?
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, or like 10, 15 years ago, I was driving home.
In which galaxy?
It's irrelevant.
So it's some other galaxy?
It's irrelevant to the story, don't worry about it.
I'm trying to get a fix on where we are so I can judge it based on the galaxy that it's in. You're the one who brought this up. You need to just be clear about your intentions.
The Astragius galaxy. There, that was for you.
Okay, so a long time ago, 10, 15 years ago in the Astragius galaxy.
I was driving home from work, and I saw a road sign. The road sign legitimately said, "Go with an exclamation point. Billy, go with an exclamation point."
Where is that sign? Because of course you took it, right?
I really wanted to, because what the ever-loving hell? Who makes that sign? And why did they put it on my path home?
Where is the sign?
Still there, as far as I know.
Why didn't you take it?
I didn't have the tools to get it, for one.
My gosh, you should have come back and robbed that sign. Look,
Might still be there.
I'm gonna promise you something. Those tax dollars that you're paying to the city, they probably ain't doing anything, and they're probably just being wasted anyway, so the least they can do is give you a sign.
I never thought of it like that. A snowboard. The boss doesn't snowboard, but we've got them.
It's for the boy band husbandos.
Makes sense. A freaking triangular ruler.
Maybe boss likes geometry.
A thimble.
Maybe boss likes drums.
I use that thing for stress relief sometimes.
Now see? That makes sense. It's probably very cathartic to just wham, wham, wham.
Oh, now I don't like her quite as much.
Really?
Yeah, it's so loud that it would just drive me crazy.
Well, she probably doesn't do it around other people. Though, really, you have to wonder about the number it does on her hearing.
Speaking of which, if you look at her, doesn't she actually have the same hairstyle as Aiba? Like the Aiba avatar? The shrimp hairstyle? With the wings from her bangs?
Oh, she kind of does.
So that means that Dante is imagining his eyeball partner as a fusion of a young girl and the boss.
There's some sense to that, actually.
I know. I can hear it all the way down the hall.
You and me both, brother.
She has a computer on her desk. It's where she keeps all her porn.
Don't we all? Have one on the desk.
The type that has a monitor built in. A bookshelf full of what I assume are books. It's full of files and binders, but I don't know of what because I don't go snooping around her office unless I'm actually sitting in here looking at all of her stuff, ignoring her.
Quit snooping around my office.
It's got books, manga, movies, games, all sorts of stuff. What is she doing here?
Not work.
A soba restaurant door curtain. Does she just collect these things?
So does she show up, pay for the services, and then wander off with the furniture? Or like the fixtures?
Maybe she goes to all these places and challenges them like a dojo hunter.
Now you know this is her home, right? There's no way she doesn't live here.
Skis.
Are you familiar with the murder case at the resort called Spur?
Okay, I don't get it.
A mysterious mask is displayed on the wall.
A dumb-looking mask is displayed on the wall.
That's my grandpa's death mask.
What?
God!
The guy had a huge face. That's been here a while.
I mean, Christmas comes every year, right?
And it's festive, so just leave it there, it's fine.
It's a pain taking that thing down and putting it up again.
Plus it makes everything look all, like, pretty.
The layer of dust only adds to its charm.
You think it's true that a tanuki's ball sack can stretch up to 10 square feet?
That's what they say.
I don't want to talk to my boss about someone's ball sack. I kind of feel like HR is looming over my shoulder as it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Now, why is this here?
A police officer mannequin. I wonder if she, pretends to go on dates with it.
Have you met my partner? This is my childhood friend, Mario.
Oh, no. No.
He's a good listener. I tell him all my stories when I get lonely.
She's just messing with you.
She has to be. This was the moment I started to worry about Boss's mental health. This was the moment.
It's me, Mario. Nice to meet you.
Oh my god. Oh no!
Have you met my friend Iba?
He talks?
Overall length of 15.35 inches, width of 8.8, height of 5.35, and a body weight of just a hair over 830 grams.
It's just like she were talking about Gundam.
Gundam's that small?
No, dummy. I'm saying she has an appreciation for a fine mechanical form and its composite stats. Know you nothing?
This RC car has friction dampers on the front and rear axles as well.
How do you know all this
It's on the
stuff?
box or the manual or something, jeez.
I think what's more interesting about that entire thing, Damon, you appreciated her fanaticism. You appreciated her ability to be a fan because it's similar to your ability to be a fan. You don't care about RC cars.
Not one bit.
She probably doesn't care about Gundam. Or maybe she does, which would make her the best boss ever. But I just think that that's interesting. You appreciated her fanness.
I used to be a flag girl for RC car racing in my glory days.
You probably still could, frankly. Wait, hold on! A flag girl for RC car racing? Soccer ball.
Looking at that reminds me of my old boyfriend from high school.
Are we just gonna talk about... Never mind. No, nothing. So Boss's old love interest must have been an athlete. Interesting. It's a volleyball.
Looking at this volleyball reminds me of my old love interest from college.
That's what I was expecting, not gonna lie.
I can't live without coffee.
You and me both.
I love it smooth and dark.
Is this just Innuendo the game? I'm always amused by Boss's ability to make anything sound dirty. I wonder if she does it on purpose.
This coming from the man who, remember what he said when Iba was putting in the gun key.
Boss is sitting on the desk casually, constantly crossing and uncrossing her arms. Legs.
Innuendo the game.
I see you still haven't cleaned this place up.
Where do you think you are, Agent?
Metro Police Building in Kasumigaseki, Chiyoda District, Tokyo.
Underground. We're 6 stories underground.
Oh!
Yeah, what about it?
No windows. It's suffocating in here.
Oh yeah, I guess the archive did say that Abyss was underground from the regular police department.
Dark and dreary all the time. So, I try to make my office colorful. Liven things up a little.
That makes a lot of sense. She's got to keep her mental health going.
Like Mario.
Damon, there are some avenues of thought that should just be left alone.
It's like a party, right? I want it to feel fun in here.
What's the status of the investigation?
Who do you think I am, Dante?
You're the boss.
You're my boss? The commander of Abyss Metropolitan Police Department?
I mean, my name.
Oh!
Huh. I honestly don't know. I've been calling you boss for 6 years, so...
Trust me, it's been more than 6 years.
For that matter, it's not like you know my name either. Wait, if it's been more than 6 years, maybe you do know Dante's name!
Yeah, shouldn't she?
Why don't you tell him? Jeez!
I suffer from a memory disorder. I don't remember anything past 6 years ago. Oh, okay, that was said properly. I've been having flashbacks recently. Fragments of my past.
Wait, what does your name have to do with our investigation?
Because if you knew me well enough, you wouldn't have to ask.
But I don't.
Ah, so, nothing to report then. Got it.
I like how snarky he is. About the case 6 years ago.
Hey, Remember the case you brought up yesterday?
Yeah, the one that surely has to do with you and your missing eye and the raincoat killer.
The one that happened 6 years ago?
Dante, forget about it.
You brought it up! You can't bring it up and then be like, nah, it's not important.
What?
By the way, do you know my name? No? Okay, it's not important.
It's been a long time since I've been at a crime scene, and I got a little carried away, and... Look, it was a slip of the tongue, okay? Shouldn't have said anything.
I don't trust you.
That just makes me want to know even more.
That case has nothing to do with this one.
But it might. Last night you said this could be a copycat crime.
Yes, that's my point. It might be a copycat killer, but it can't be the same killer.
Oh yeah?
That's impossible. Literally impossible. So it's not necessary for you to know about past cases. It would only cloud your judgment.
So Dante's the past killer.
Oh my god, that would be a pretty good twist.
I don't accept that.
Couldn't Dante just look up the case? Like in the records?
Dude, come on! We don't know what's going on! We don't have to object to every little thing! Let them give us the exposition, for goodness sake!
Just give it up, Dante.
Just give it up, Billy!
Okay, fine. About Mizuki.
Interrogators say she hasn't said a word since we found her.
The doctors say she's traumatized. She can't speak.
Well, she likely witnessed her mother dying.
Yeah, that was Mizuki's mother.
Yeah.
We only know this by looking through the archives. That's how we've gotten an introduction to all the characters.
Now, we don't know why Dante's in charge of her?
Yeah, apparently Dante and Mizuki live together, which makes it make sense that he went berserk trying to get her out of the...
carousel. It also explains why there was an iris there, because in Mizuki's profile it says she likes irises.
Oh, that's true. That's true. It's interesting how this detail hasn't come up yet. Like, by the way, doesn't she live with you?
Also, why haven't you noticed her being missing for half a day?
She was at work, man.
She's seeing a specialist at Central Hospital right now.
Did you take her to the hospital after we found her?
Yeah.
Were you with her this whole time?
I like how Aiba is remote viewing, accessing cameras or something.
You're like her legal guardian, then.
No, she just lives with me.
But he's not her legal guardian?
Well, now her mother is dead. She didn't live with her mother, and she certainly didn't live with her father.
Huh.
I'm just extrapolating from the
okay.
archives. We'll get to this.
Mizuki Okiura. The girl we found in the merry-go-round. She's 12 years old, in the 6th grade. Certain circumstances brought us to live together, but we aren't blood-related. Sort of like a stray cat that found her way into my home.
In any case, we're not going to get anything from her.
I do think we probably ought to talk to her about why she was there. Maybe we could get that much.
Are you sure there's no leads?
I don't know if I would call them leads.
What about the ice pick? The one we found in Mizuki's hand.
Well, that does seem important, yes.
We were able to identify the manufacturer, but it's sold nationwide. It would be impossible to pin down the buyer.
Damn.
And just because she was holding it doesn't mean that she did it.
Well, for one, her hands don't have blood on them.
Yeah.
If she had been the one to stab her, she'd be bloody.
Instead, she's the one who pulled it out. That was her mother.
Yeah.
We did determine that the shape of the pick and the puncture wounds on the victim match perfectly.
And it's not like she would have had a chance to clean off her hands or something, so...
We also discovered that the blood on the pick is the victim's.
Meaning that ice pick was probably the murder weapon.
Almost definitely.
So about the ice pick...
The pick Mizuki was holding?
No, the other ice pick we're talking about!
The only prints on it are hers.
Well, dude could have worn gloves.
Yeah, that doesn't prove anything.
The evidence is really stacking up against her.
Until we start to address the whole eyeball thing.
And there's no blood on her?
No. She couldn't have done it. That's impossible.
Well, then you better hurry up and clear her. She is important to you, right?
Is there any other information you might feel inclined to tell me?
Let's see. We have some more information about the victim, Shoko Nadami. It's up on the database. Although it's probably nothing you don't already know.
Well, maybe not. I haven't seen her for over a year.
Still, you know more about her than anyone else on the case, right? It's part of the reason why I assigned you to this.
How many other people do you have to assign? Just curious.
Nadami Shoko, 36 years old. Female. Residence, Meguro District.
I'm sorry.
Fabulous.
You say fabulous. I say, oh my god, no, get the ribbon away from me, it's wrong. Ribbons and bows are fine. It's that one that's the problem.
Because it's in a wrong spot?
No, because it looks stupid.
Met Dante Kaname 5 years ago through her husband, Okiura Renju. Dante and Renju were so-called old drinking buddies.
So-called?
Renju and Shoko had one child together, a daughter named Mizuki, the prime suspect of this case.
I'm sure glad that we looked at the archives so we had this already, so we aren't like, what?
I do think it's a little weird that the archives seem to not have expected us to look at them as soon as they were available.
Well, some players do, some players don't.
Well, that explains it then. If Dante is drinking buddies with her father, and he and his wife are unable to take care of her, that makes a bit more sense, you know?
4 years ago, they were divorced. Shoko returned to using her maiden name, Nadami.
Pretty sure there's some circumstances here that we just don't know yet. That's why I'm trying to shut up and let everybody exposit. My god, we're BSG. We'll blather on endlessly later.
I should also give you this. It's a picture of Shoko. You'll need this when you're trying to get information, right?
Yeah, we gotta present it to people.
Since you don't have a cell phone.
Why should I? I've got a magic cyborg eye that does everything for me.
Except take calls, apparently.
I took Shoko's picture and put it in my pocket. So going back to about the case 6 years ago that you can't tell me.
I wouldn't tell you even if my life depended on it.
Oi, come on.
Even if you took me to the finest club in Kabukicho and showered me in Dante, my lips are sealed.
Is that an invitation?
Yeah, I'm not really sure how to take that.
But why, boss?
It's top secret, classified.
It was that bad, huh?
If that's how you want to interpret it.
Nah, I'm gonna keep grilling you about this case 6 years ago.
Give it a rest, Dante. You keep prying into this, and I'll hit you with a sexual harassment complaint.
You have no right!
This isn't harassment or sexual.
I can make it sexual.
Then it's not Dante's fault, is it?
It appears you wouldn't have an issue with that.
Hey, shut up.
When your eye flirts with you, you know there's a problem.
I can detect your thoughts, remember?
Thank you for your input, Iva.
That was totally unsolicited.
Do it!
I'm really worried. I'm fine, okay, bam!
Just promise me you'll let this go, okay? It's a delicate issue, even more delicate than my patience. So drop it. That's an order. Understood?
What we get from this is that regardless of what Boss keeps saying, or even how little Dante is saying in these questions, the fact that you can ask her like the same thing 8 times means that he's not dropping it. I just think it's interesting how... Oh, Sam, we can do it again, too. I just think it's interesting how the game is using the construction of itself to characterize the main character.
Nope, still pressing the issue. I'm definitely not going to get anything else out of her, except a sexual harassment claim. She can be surprisingly stubborn sometimes. So about Renju Okiura, he should be #1 suspect.
Have you picked up Renju yet?
He's at a police station nearby being interviewed.
Indeed.
He's not a suspect yet, just standard procedure stuff.
It's standard procedure to assume that the spouse might be involved in the murder of someone.
Yeah.
Renju is Shoko's ex-husband and Mizuki's father. Not to mention, an old friend of mine. A so-called old drinking buddy.
I wonder what Renji was doing last night.
I imagine the police are
I
asking...
did call him a few times. He didn't answer.
He didn't?
No.
The local police tried his phone too, but they got the same result.
Well, that's not fishy.
No one was able to get a hold of him until this morning. We explained the situation to him, had him verify Shoko's corpse, and naturally started asking him questions.
Did we ever identify who called it in?
The person who reported the screaming?
Right.
Unfortunately, not yet.
What's the holdup?
They didn't identify themselves over the phone.
But you should have a location by now.
All we know is that it was a payphone.
A payphone? That's odd.
Yeah, I'll say.
It is unusual.
That way it can't be traced to someone.
Whoever it was clearly didn't want us knowing their identity. It may have even been the killer.
Oh, that's so creepy! No! I don't want the eye to talk and walk. No, my nightmares.
Boss, why did you put this inside me?
Because you plucked out your own eye, moron.
Well, if your own eye offends you.
Hello!
Really, of course, I'm just assuming there's something crazy like that because your number one assumption would be that the guy who's missing his left eye is related to the person.
Right.
You know, it doesn't mean it's the case, but...
No, not hello. I told you not to just pop out of nowhere like that.
Because it's freaking gross!
I do not understand your concern. Boss knows me by now.
Well, still.
It's kind of creepy. Okay.
I like how you can even point it yourself. You see what eyesight is. Do it!
It's me. I don't think I'll ever get used to seeing myself with my own eye. It's creepy.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose it isn't really my eye. Aiba's my left eye. She's outside my eye socket right now, and oh my god, what has my life come to?
Conversations you never thought you would have.
But I see what she sees, as if it were my own eye, which means, if the situation calls for it, I can take her out and send her on a scouting mission. Her body and the terminal in the back of my eye socket are connected wirelessly. I see myself as she sees me. I'm handsome.
You are a handsome-looking man. No, stop it.
Are you okay,
The
Dante?
thing is we can see what Dante sees. But no one else can easily see that he's obviously talking to himself about his own vision. Because normal people don't operate like this.
Perhaps it's time for his medication.
You can't say anything! You see exactly what he's looking at!
Hello.
Hello, me. Did you know that the Zhuang people are the largest ethnic minority in China?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, just a little trivia for you.
Huh.
I'm full of useful information.
And puns. Now for the most epic question ever. Who are you?
Who are the Zhuang?
Who are you? My name is Kaname Date. I work as a special agent for the investigation squad Abyss at MPD.
My name is Kaname Date. I work as a special... That's amazing. That's amazing.
I've been thinking a lot lately. About myself. If I have another mind inside me, am I really me?
Well, it reminds me of something Arthur Rimbaud once wrote. I is another.
Meaning what?
Huh.
Meaning he needed to work on his grammar.
You have to figure that out for yourself. That's the point.
Now that we did about I, there's still about my eye and about I.
And about Aiba. About I'll leave you to figure out what I picked.
Hey, what does love mean to you?
Cute. It's all puns, of course.
Of course it is.
Where is this coming from?
Just answer the question.
Let me guess. You're asking me because the Japanese word for love is I, right? Like a pun?
You know me too well, boss.
Oh.
I'm right, aren't I?
The part that I liked was she was like, where is this coming from? Because she was like, if you're trying to ask me out, maybe I'll say yes, but I'm not going to mess around if you're not being serious.
You dork.
Can we make Kaname Date the honorary third BSG member? I think he fitted right well with us.
That hurts, you know.
About my eye...
Hey, so... about my left eye.
Oh my god, why are you pestering me like this? I thought it was bad before, but now I am really going to get you in the clink for harassment.
Now's not the time to talk about that.
But if not now, then when? So about Aiba.
Hey, boss, is it possible to do something about her personality?
It was the twerking that was the problem, okay?
Don't ask me, I didn't create her. Get Pewter to tinker with her.
Nice.
Wasn't the AI ball your idea, though?
Yeah, but I didn't choose her personality or the way she talks. You can thank Pewter for that.
I guess Pewter's in charge of all the special gadgets we use.
It seems that Pewter and Dante are going to have a long talk.
My left eyeball is Aiba. She sees things differently than I do. Why did you come out?
I haven't been getting a lot of exercise lately.
You don't need exercise. You are not a biological organism.
As far as we know,
You're joking, right?
it's been 5 years since we first, met.
You would call it met, huh?
One day I got called into the control room, and Pewter the engineer showed it to me.
Now that I say that, isn't met a type of German raw pork dish?
I don't know!
The official title is AI Ball.
Oh my god! What on earth? I think he's the villain of a 1970s super robot series.
I was about to say what the Sentai villain doing on our payroll.
You may call her Aiba. The artificial intelligence contained within this sphere is nothing short of miraculous.
And if you look at his clothes, other than the crazy jacket, like the bodysuit beneath, he looks like he's a character right out of Xenosaga.
An autonomous artificial intelligence birthed from collective nanotechnology.
Good lord!
Its ability to think is controlled by a program we call the Wadjet system.
Wadjet?
Special Agent Dante, from today forward, this is your partner. She will be your personal computer and your personal companion.
Why are you trying to take over the world? I know it was you.
Aiba's been living in my head ever since. She gathers info and runs analysis and criticizes everything I do. She can also access wireless networks and hack into other computers. While she's in my eye socket, we communicate through an artificial nerve to my brain. It lets us talk without actually speaking.
I bet that must have been really hard to learn how to use.
Probably.
Because you don't know how often everything is just going to be shooting down there. It's like you have to hone your concentration. Oh, mental training.
Who are you?
Is that a serious question? We've been partners for 5 years. You know who I am.
I don't even know who I am!
This is exposition for the players and the audience. Come on, quit complaining.
So about why you came out and give me an actual answer this time?
Okay, really now. What's the real reason you came out?
There is something I need to report to the boss.
Honestly, it's just exposition.
To me?
Correct. I could have had the message relayed through Dante, but that would have been less efficient.
Also, there's a high chance that Dante would have turned it into a joke.
Probably so. By the way, where's the sound coming from? Is he saying that his eyeball has a speaker?
If I can't question simple things like that, you can't either.
I concluded that it was better to have the both of you hear this together.
Why would you install a speaker system on your eyeball?
So she can report to boss, duh!
Aren't you wasting a lot of time explaining this?
No, we're wasting a lot of time complaining about it!
Please listen quietly.
No!
I have determined who reported the crime.
Huh?
You have?
You know, you are kind of cute like that.
Aren't I? I receive that compliment frequently.
From whom?
Your attitude isn't, though.
So, am I cute or not cute?
I was joking.
I'm gonna say disgusting?
Hmm? Yeah, terrifying?
I don't understand your joke.
You never do.
Doesn't Aiba kind of remind you of original concept art Monokuma just a little bit?
Can you explain what's funny about it?
Nope, not cute at all. Okay, back inside.
No.
Yes?
I'm giving you an order.
Does not compute.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave.
Bossed around by your own eyeball.
Okay. Who reported the crime?
I found the payphone that the caller used. It was near the location of the crime, Bloom Park.
And you managed to get an ID from that?
Thus, I decided to check the surveillance footage of any security cameras operating nearby.
I will get used to this eventually, but for now, I have to get it out of my system. The main character is using his eye. No, I'm sorry. The main character's eye is autonomously connecting to various bits of electronics and surveillance footage on its own. Like, who is really the boss? Is it you or is it the eye? Why is this so freaky? I'll get over it, but...
So you found a way into that database?
That is correct. That area has little foot traffic, even less at night.
Well, this certainly cuts out a lot of work for Dante, doesn't it?
The time of the report was around 9 p.m. Cameras only caught one person in the area around that time.
Huh.
I analyzed the footage and was able to obtain a facial recognition match.
Okay, is the person going to look normal, or are they going to look like Satan or some sort of horrible monster?
Or is it gonna be Menju Okiura?
See, I was trying to make a joke and you just stomped all over my joke.
Okay, well, if I have to pick, they're not gonna look normal. I don't think they're gonna look like Satan, though.
They were registered as a person of interest in the police database.
Oh my god, who was it?
Oh, a Pokemon trainer. You can also tell that Captain America is one of his Pokemon. That's how it works, right? And does his shirt say beer?
I think it says geek.
It does say geek, but it's funnier if it says beer.
I also like how he seems to have a Kamen Rider transformation device on his belt.
So he's Captain America, Kamen Rider, a Pokemon trainer, and a drunk, all at the same time.
Ota Matsushita.
Matsushita Ota, 24 years old, male.
Excuse you!
I have marked his address on the map.
Normally, what you find in Japanese content is you take someone like Dante, all right, and they say, this man is 21 years old, and you're like, no, he's not! Normally, you don't find someone who looks like they're 16, and it's like, this person is 42 years old.
That is all.
Dante?
Way ahead of you, boss. Let's go, Aiba.
Affirmative.
Time to get back in my skull. Map tutorial.
So we actually do get to move around from place to place and do investigations, huh? When's the trial? I bet it's gonna be really climactic.
Well, if it's anything like Deadly Premonition, we'll be transported into another world and fight Zimbo zombies.
Man, if we get transported into another world and fight Zimbo zombies while doing quick time events to dodge the raincoat killer, I don't even know what to make of anything anymore. Also, can Aiba shoot a beam?
At this point, I wouldn't even blink. Huh?
May as well take care of this now.
Dork. A loser. Geek.
And that's why we do these. Don't you love how it took 2 full pages to explain this?
Aphonia. A medical condition in which a person cannot speak, usually from some kind of stress or trauma. Similar to muteness, not the same condition as aphasia, which is the loss of the ability to understand speech entirely.
I see that Mizuki has some level of aphonia from this incident. Renju is a maid cafe manager. Likes unusual things, dislikes ordinary things, seems like an artsy type, and is a close friend of Dante's.
Has been a close friend for 5 years.
That's a Persian rug, you know. Very expensive.
We did forget to look at something, didn't we?
It was right under our nose the entire time.
Oh yeah? How much?
10 billion yen.
No, it wasn't. You're full of it.
What are you, in elementary school?
Onward to the Matsushita Diner.
Is I gonna drive the car too?
Oh, hello. I'm sorry we aren't open yet.
Just the characters seem to kind of match up.
Oh, I'm not a customer.
You know, come to think of it, he's kind of dressed like a Sentai villain too.
I'm here for something else. I'm with the MPD.
Hipster. Her shirt says hipster.
The characters all have this really inherent charm.
I flashed my badge.
Oh, heavens, no. Is my boy...
Yes.
Is Ota in trouble?
We think he's a murderer.
Calm down, ma'am. I'm just here to ask some questions.
She hurried out of the kitchen.
This actually reminds me, at one point, many years ago, a buddy of mine was going to go into Army intelligence.
Uh-huh.
It was summer break, and I wasn't doing anything, and I was sleeping super late, and then the FBI showed up at the door, and my parents were like, Damon, the FBI is here to see you, and I was woken up for that, and it was like, what?
But because he was going into intelligence, they had to ask you because you were a friend of his.
Yeah.
So I noticed something. She hurried out of the kitchen and she's holding a knife. I mean, I understand she was in the kitchen, but maybe if you're going to talk to a police detective, you don't walk up to them holding a knife.
Wave the knife at him aggressively.
And you're Ota's...
His mother,
And your name, ma'am?
Mayumi Matsushita.
God! Pronounce your damn Japanese right! Ugh.
Miss Matsushita. Before we talk, could I make a request?
Could you please put down the knife?
That's what it's gonna be.
Could you put that knife down, please?
Oh, goodness. Sorry.
That's an interesting decal on it, I will say.
No,
Kind
no,
of polka dotted, huh?
That's actually part of a knife design. Like, I can go grab a knife right now from the kitchen and show you that it's got the same thing.
Huh.
I'm not sure what it is, but it's actually part of the design of the knife.
Okay. Mayumi put the knife down on the table beside her. And now it's time to ignore you until the very end.
That's right, we'll look at everything.
A beer ad on the wall.
She's cute.
I was about to say something like that, but Dante beat me to the punch.
You have 0 standards, Kaname Date.
Well, look how you look in the dream world. Bird. A lucky cat statue.
Manaki Neko! Kitty!
What the hell?
Are you unfamiliar with the superstition? Imitating a cat's meow to a lucky cat statue grants that person happiness and luck.
Is that right?
That's just something I would do naturally.
Dante's eye is meowing at statues.
This is the game we're playing. Bookshelf. It's got stickers on the side of it.
Very good.
A stool.
Very good.
A chair.
Very good.
A large jellyfish.
Very good!
Hold on, what?
Sure. It's a large jellyfish in the middle of this restaurant here.
I love it when the game just cooperates with our dumb gag.
Beer cases.
Very good.
Anything, Iba? Anything? Nothing but a window.
Very good.
An old CRT television.
It's the lifter!
You think that thing gets any channels?
Unlikely. I do not detect any tuners or antennas.
What's it there for, then?
Salt, pepper, a blend of red cayenne and spices, and an unidentified liquid.
Probably ketchup.
We're never going to be able to get through this game because we have to examine all this stuff, and the characters in the game have things to say about them.
I know, they're kind of hoarding in our territory, aren't they?
You're right.
They're doing our job for us. Man, this is the easiest LP ever.
It says Mayumi's black sauce.
Oh my god. Just let me hover over the pixel. It's a mop. Was it worth it?
You guys maybe can't tell. It's actually really hard to do precise control over the cursor.
A bucket.
Does this remind you of your delinquent youth?
A bucket?
I don't know anything about my delinquent youth. Wait, I had a delinquent youth?
Hey now, don't judge a book by its cover. Besides, I have no memory of my youth. I wouldn't know.
So, don't you feel stupid?
She already knew that. She's just trolling him.
I can see the kitchen area past the counter. I can see the counter before the kitchen area. A swinging door next to the counter past the kitchen area.
A swimming door.
A swinging door.
I appreciate that.
That's just the calendar.
Thanks.
Thank goodness we have that. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what year it is. I'm kidding, of course.
Ha ha! Alzheimer's joke! I'm hilarious!
Dots. It's November, but that calendar says January.
Dots.
Looking closely, even the year is wrong. This is old.
Dots!
There's a menu on the table.
Kuroda Kazuaki's cheek boiled in red wine.
Excuse me?
Let's hope that's not what it sounds like.
A small sitting cushion. Oh god, I'm running out of stamina looking at everything.
This reminds me of the funniest props compilation I saw.
See? They just keep going! It's not
It's
us!
pretty far back for that reference.
It's a clock.
Very good.
It's apparently noon.
Hands off those hands.
Oh goody, everyone's a comedian.
Just kidding.
So you want me to put my hands on those hands?
Is this woman okay?
Uncertain, but she reminds me of you.
I love this game so much. The gears have stopped turning. Not unlike Mayumi.
So, what you're telling me, the clock has stopped, the calendar's the wrong year, she makes jokes about dementia, and she waves around a knife at police officers.
All right.
Do you want to see?
I don't know, maybe.
It was delivered a little while ago.
Do you want to open it? Then we can all see what you got in your package. Everybody likes packages.
Any idea what's inside it?
It's bound to be merchandise from that horrible succubus.
Go on.
She forces Oda to buy them. I know it.
He's... he's buying various types of, waifu collectible merch, and mommy don't like it.
Dante, there's a paper slip on that cardboard box. Why not try enlarging the image?
That's right. I'm so lazy, I cannot walk the 3 or 4 feet over there to look at it myself.
Well, it's somebody else's package to open!
There's a kitchen knife on the table.
It took 40 years for us to manage to actually get the cursor on it. You better appreciate this!
Something is engraved on the handle. We've looked at basically everything.
Except the important stuff.
Which we'll get to next episode.